Hello, everyone, and welcome to my spiritual experience. Um, I'm laughing because every time I sat down to do the video, it just wouldn't work out the way that I planned it. It was gonna be a sit-down video with me in front of the camera, and I even had, all the questions that everybody asked me, because it was a Q&A type of thing as well. Um, but I guess the universe, my ancestors had other plans for me. Gonna do it like this. I'll answer the questions, and of course, I'm gonna add my own stuff to it. It's like podcast style, I guess. So, yeah. Where do I begin? I'm gonna do them in chapters. Like that's another thing that came to me as I sat here to do it, record my voice. I'm like, I guess I have to do these in chapters because the way that everything is forming is it's just not working how I wanted to. Like I literally had everything perfectly lined out, like outline, and it just I don't know. It you know how it's weird, like why can't I record this? It wouldn't let me. It was strange. So I'm doing it this way. I'm just going to go with the flow of the universe like I always do. Um so many changes. I kept making changes to how the video was going to go. I'm just saying it to you because I'm telling you that it just, the universe had other plans for me. So I guess chapter 1 would be childhood. Oh my gosh. I just received some bad news through a text. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm keeping this in here, but I'm going to be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Nah, I'm not gonna say what the bad news was, but I'm just gonna say how crazy. Every time I sit down and do the video, something happens, and I don't know if that's trying to show me something, but I'm gonna try to do this video. If I cannot succeed in doing this, I guess this is for me to hear. I'm not gonna do it because obviously it wouldn't have come out if it's not meant to be, right? Okay, so childhood is what I was saying. Typical spiritually, I don't know if you want to call it gifted or, there's different names for people who have a calling, right? A calling. I think that's better to say. All right. You have people who don't like you randomly, like I'm just rough, you feel away, you have self-doubt, like you feel like you were born with self-doubt, like you just don't like certain things about yourself. I mean, that sounds like everybody, but it was just like an intense level. I just ridiculed myself, and nobody seems to take on to you. It's weird. Okay, I would say this. As I got older, I realized that yeah, it felt like, and it was that way, like you felt like everything, people were picking on you, even though, let me tell you something. I I, I do not take on to anybody bullying me. I may have looked like you could have, but when they quickly found out they could not have, okay? So, don't, just because people are quiet doesn't mean anything. Good, kind-hearted person, yes I am, but don't pick on me. That's what I'm saying. It's wrong. And I did that for everybody who got picked on, by the way. It's wrong. I am the person who does not like injustice or of any kind. I don't like it. So my looks may have fooled you back then, you know what I mean, but it fooled you because I was not going to stand for that for myself or for anyone else. All right. So that's another clue right there. You can't tolerate injustice. Okay, that's one of the signs too, like you have this calling. Okay. um and let me calm down. I noticed that I got really excited. I talk fast naturally, and when I'm excited it's 10,000 times worse, so I need to calm down here. So yeah, that happened, and you just feel like the world is against you. But I also had friends. But it's always a small amount of friends, that I kept around me, even from a young age. I'm talking even at like first grade. I'm talking young, you feel picked on even by the teachers. My mom used to have to go in, not all of them, but like there's always like that one, and she would just it was like this one woman especially. It was really bad. It's like I'm quiet, I'm a good student, but because I'm too quiet for her, I'm too strange. You would think, hey, this is my best student. She's not giving me any trouble. She's doing her work. No, I'm too quiet. I'm too this, I'm too that. So it's just you even get bullied by the teacher. She was calling you me weird. It was just crazy. So, that type of thing, I would say, okay? Um, but you still have friends. Like I wasn't alone. I would say that much. I was never alone. I still had friends, but it was but you still have a lot more people against you. There you go. I think I would say it that way. I had my little friends there, but I still had most of the world against me, okay? All right. But I was always protected. No matter what, I was always protected. When it came to just getting justice for myself, after, I'm not gonna lie, I had to fight. You mess with me when I was younger, I'm gonna fight you back. I'm not gonna let you hit me or try to hit me. I just that couldn't have happened back then. That just wasn't gonna happen. So, but the teachers, of course, not the ones I told, like I said, there's only like one teacher per year that had a problem with me. But everybody else, like the other teachers, are like, no, I know this girl. She's quiet. I saw what happened. They were on my side. And even if they didn't see it, the truth came out anyway. So, I would have, I would be protected in that way where I've seen people who were innocent get in trouble, growing up. So I would always be protected. Like the truth will always come out, you know? Yes. So you're going to, or I should speak for myself. It feels like I'm doing a sit down video for signs and symptoms of having a calling. That's why I'm talking like that. But I might slip up and say you once in a while, okay? But you know, I would feel like the world is against me because the majority of people would turn around and just what my mom used to say, like she used to say, "Oh, they're just jealous," I'm like, but why? What do I have that they're so jealous of? Like, honestly, that's what it felt like. It's like, what, me? Me, who grew up a certain kind of way, who doesn't have what you have, but you want what I have? What do I have? Of course, now that I'm older and more in tune with certain things, um, you learn that it's your light, it's your light. All right. But that's what happened. All right. Growing up was not easy. There are things I am leaving out, of course, because it's a little too personal, but certain things, just know that your life will be rough when you have this calling. Your life can be rough, all right? So now we're moving from how you feel, feeling down on yourself, like, oh, I'm not good enough for this, I'm not good enough, people don't like me. Having evidence of the world, feeling like the world's against you, having evidence of that being true to a degree, right? To a degree. I did have friends, but it just felt like no matter what I did, even when I'm quiet, my light would attract, all this negative attention. Okay. All right. Okay. So now let's go from that to sickness. Okay. So as a baby, my mom would tell me too, not just from as far as I can remember, like I can remember from age 4, right? But as a baby, my mom would say, always sick, throwing up constantly, more than your average baby, of course. Because some of you might go, that's normal. Babies throw up. No, but this was like sick. Viruses, all that stuff. And so growing up, even from when I remember, just always constantly being sick and like just throwing up, having headaches, like no, scratch that. Migraines, right? Migraines. At age 4, they took me, it was 4, yeah. They took me to get glasses because it was so bad. They're like, well, I think it's your stigmatism that you have, so we're going to give you glasses. No, I still had the migraines still. It was constant. They would have to put me in a dark room and just leave me there. It was really bad. It was really bad. That lasted from what I can remember, age 4, all the way up until my 20s, okay? So just always sick. And then there was times in between where I was okay. It wasn't like I wasn't like sick to the point of like I was gonna feel like I was dying. Not yet, at least. Right? That didn't happen until later. So I was still able to do certain things, but it at that point was just throwing up a lot and migraines. Oh, and hives. I'll break out all the time. We're moving forward to now the dreams and the visions, right? Although I have a thing about dreams where I don't think you're, I think some dreams you're living them. Okay, I'll just state that for now because we're still in the beginning of me talking about this, right? I'm not going to go into full details in this video about what I know and what I've learned and what my intuition has taught me and I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I'm just going to give you like little things here and there. So I've always had these dreams of, I still do every single night. I remember my dreams every morning I wake up, or rising, I like to say, but for people who don't know grand rising and all those things, I'll just say morning for the sake of the video. But I would wake up every morning and remember my dreams. I thought that was normal because it's been happening my whole entire life. I also thought it was normal to dream in color. I mean, because I'm dreaming in color, I thought it was normal to feel and smell and taste in your dreams because it's been happening to me my whole entire life. So when people start telling me, I found that out late because no one is talking about dreams. They'll tell you their dreams, but they won't say what it looks like. They're not going to be like, oh, my dream that I had in black and white. They're not doing that. I found out when I was, I think, late high school or early college days back. That was late in life. I found out people dream in black and white, and they really can't taste and smell in their dreams. So, and that people don't remember their dreams. I'm like, you don't remember your dreams? Like, they're like, no, I don't remember my dreams. So, but I would dream about, back then when I was a kid, I would dream about falling a lot and flying. I had those dreams a lot, and scary dreams about like demons coming to get me, or, those kind of dreams. So, and it was later that I had sleep paralysis. I had sleep paralysis as a teenager, but as a kid, I don't remember sleep paralysis being a thing. And during the day, I would see and hear things. I see things past me, but not fully see the spirit, So I was going through that as a kid. And at night, I'm like, is it because I'm seeing, the shadows of things that, that your chair or something forms this shadow, but it wouldn't be, because we would go over everything, change it up, look at it, and it was still there. So I would see things, and then I would find out that my sister and everybody else, I'm the oldest, would see things too. And wow, it was pretty intense until adulthood, living before I moved out my mom's place. It was pretty intense, the spiritual attacks, all those things that would happen. But yeah, we're going to go into that later on, but it was pretty intense. So join me on the next chapter. The next chapter won't be my teenage years. They don't differ much from my childhood, because in terms of like signs and symptoms of having a calling, right? So the only thing I would add, maybe I just started getting acid reflux. And I guess personality wise, I would say, you know how teenagers are easily influenced. I was not. You could not influence me to do certain things. And I had a really great friendship with my best friend at the time. It was fantastic, but around me, like I said, the same thing where people are just seem like they're not, you know, for you. And I also had a small amount of friends besides my best friend at the time. And she stayed my best friend well into my um late or like late 20s, or even then we started to fade a little bit. So but it was still, we still had like a friendship of a little back and forth there. So yeah, it doesn't really differ much. So we're going to start the next chapter in my adulthood, and I'm going to do it the same way, tell you sicknesses, tell you the things that happened, the events that happened around me, things that happened to me, you know. And that's really when the dreams and the visions started. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That is going to be interesting. So until next time, I'll see you in the next chapter. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It will help me out a lot. Thank you.